Right friends, welcome back to Insight, and the first one is inverted duty structure renders the manufacturing sector in an economy uncompetitive. What is inverted duty structure? All of you are well aware, when some items are imported into the country, then we have to pay customs duty. And a peculiar situation arises when the customs duty on raw materials is more than the customs duty on finished products. I have given one example. The customs duty on raw rubber is high in comparison to the customs duty on finished products like tires. If you are importing raw rubber into the country, you have to pay more customs duty. But when you are importing finished tires into the country, you have to pay less import duty. That's why when our tire industry is importing raw rubber and making tires in our country, then what is being happened? The imported tires are becoming much cheaper in comparison to the tires manufactured in the country, because the import duty on raw rubber is higher than import duty on finished products like the import duty on tires. So that is the reason why industry is objecting to it. Because of inverted duty structure, what will happen? Our manufacturing sector will be affected, because imported finished goods will be cheaper than the goods manufactured in this country with imported raw materials. Right? So industry is quite frequently asking about removal of this inverted duty structure, and let us hope government will come out with some solution in near future. And at the same time, please don't forget, our exports are falling for the past 13 months since December 2014, and our exports for 2014-15 were somewhere around $310 billion, and they are expected to fall to around $270 to $280 billion during this financial year, which is not acceptable in an economy like India. Look into the next one. A joint forum of banks led by State Bank of India has decided to convert a loan to 65% stake in Alok Industries by invoking SDR mechanism. What is the SDR mechanism? This is a strategic debt restructuring. This is a strategic debt restructuring. This is applicable for the loans given by consortium of banks or multiple banking arrangements. You may ask, what is the difference between consortium of banks and multiple banking arrangements? I will tell you one example. When 4 banks like State Bank of India, Syndicate Bank, Punjab and Sindh Bank, Canara Bank, these 4 banks came together to give a loan to some industry. These 4 banks decided to give loan to some industry. This is known as consortium lending, and here one bank will act as the lead bank. So consortium lending is the lending by various banks coming together, and the other arrangement is multiple banking arrangement. Here the borrower will approach banks individually, and he will have loan from various banks, and various banks will act in individual capacity. That means in individual capacity they will give loans to the industrialist. That is known as the multiple banking arrangement. So the difference between consortium lending and multiple banking arrangement is, in consortium lending the banks will come together to give loan to the borrower, and in multiple banking arrangement they will give loan separately, independently to the same borrower. And this strategic debt restructuring is applicable for consortium lending as well as multiple banking arrangements. What is meant by strategic debt restructuring? These banks have given loan to Alok Industries. I am taking this as the example. These banks have given loan to Alok Industries, but Alok Industries failed to pay back. Under these circumstances, this loan is popularly known as the debt for the company. This debt can be converted into equity. So banks can assume ownership of the company by converting this debt into equity. In this particular case, the banks led by State Bank of India converted the debt into equity by taking 65% of ownership in Alok Industries Limited. This is the meaning of strategic debt restructuring. This strategic debt restructuring was brought by Reserve Bank of India with the intention of looking at the bad loans. That means when the industrialist or some company is defaulting, then the banks, consortium of banks, can take over the management of the company. That is the strategic debt restructuring. And recently, Joint Forum of Banks led by State Bank of India decided to convert a loan to stake in Alok Industries by invoking SDR mechanism. In a nutshell, SDR mechanism is converting the bank loan into ownership by banks. Banks can assume ownership of the defaulting company. That is the meaning of strategic debt restructuring. Purchasing Managers Index contracted for the first time in 2 years. This Purchasing Managers Index was devised sometime in 1948 in United States of America. It is basically indicator of economic health or business activity both in manufacturing and services sector. If the Purchasing Managers Index is more than 50, it indicates growth, and if it is less than 50, it indicates contraction. If the economy is on the growth path or expansion path, then this Purchasing Managers Index will be above 50, and if the economy is contracting, this Purchasing Managers Index will be less than 50. And it is derived from various monthly surveys of private sector companies, and the parameters which they take are given here. Please go through them. So, Purchasing Managers Index is basically to look at the health of the economy or business activity in the country, right? Union Civil Aviation Minister Ashok Gajapati Raju said that 520 rule has no scientific meaning. What is this 520 rule? This 5/20 rule is for the domestic airline companies. If they want to undertake international air travel, they should have minimum 5 years of experience in domestic aviation, and at the same time they should have 20 aircraft. 5 years of domestic experience in domestic aviation. Second is they should have 20 aircraft. This is 5/20 rule. It pertains to the airline sector, and there is no scientific meaning. That means if any domestic airline wants to go for international airlines, then it should have 5 years of domestic experience and 20 aircraft, which has got no scientific meaning, as stated by Union Civil Aviation Minister P. Ashok Gajapati Raju, and we have to wait and see whether government will take out this rule or not. If someone says 5/20 rule, that pertains to airline sector, please don't forget. FIPB clears 13 proposals worth rupees 6,500 crores. What is FIPB? FIPB is the Foreign Investment Promotion Board, and foreign direct investments, please be clear about it. Foreign direct investments are notified by Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, or popularly known as DIPP. This is under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Various foreign direct investment limits are notified by DIPP, and into India this foreign direct investment can come in two routes. One is automatic route, second one is government route. If the foreign direct investment is to come through automatic route, no one else approval is required. Directly they can come and invest in our country. But if foreign direct investment is required to come through government route, then specific approval in each and every case is required from Foreign Investment Promotion Board, or FIPB, and FIPB is under the Ministry of Finance. Please don't forget, as the proposals are required to be cleared through government approval route, recently Foreign Investment Promotion Board cleared 13 proposals worth rupees 6,500 crores. So bluntly please remember, the foreign direct investments are notified by DIPP, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and specific approval for foreign direct investment proposals when they are required to come through government approval route are to be cleared by Foreign Investment Promotion Board or FIPB. These things please don't forget. FIPB is under the Ministry of Finance. Because of Zika virus, several children in Brazil are being born with microcephaly, the failure of a brain to grow to normal size. This Zika virus is spread by this Aedes mosquito, and the same mosquito also causes chikungunya, yellow fever, dengue. These diseases are also caused by the same mosquito, and this is spread through the bite of mosquito during daytime. That is another important factor. And for the first time, this Zika was found in Uganda in Africa in 1947. And please don't forget, Zika is the name of forest. And at the same time, I would like to tell you, Ebola is the name of river and Zika is the name of forest. And first time it was detected in 1947. Now there is lot of panic, especially across Latin American countries. Please look into this picture. The Latin American countries are situated towards south of United States of America, in both the American continents, including Caribbean countries, and it is spreading fast in countries like Brazil and Colombia. And this microcephaly is the disease where the brain will not grow to normal size, and recently 4,000 children were born in Brazil with microcephaly. And more about this we are going to learn in subsequent lecture and news analysis parts of 4th and 5th weeks. Please listen to that. Union Cabinet recommended the imposition of President's rule in Arunachal Pradesh. This has created lot of controversy when the matter is under Supreme Court's purview. Why the central government took this decision? This is being asked in several quarters. Now the Supreme Court is looking into it, and we are going to deliberate it in subsequent lectures, but I would like to tell you a few points here. Center can impose the President's rule in states under Article 356 of the Constitution when the government of India feels that government of the state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. That is first point. And Center in this case took the decision based on two articles of the Constitution. The first article is article number 174(1), which states that there should not be a gap of more than 6 months from one sitting to another sitting of assembly. Then 167(b) was also quoted, because under 167(b) the state government has to respond to the letters of governor on issues of public importance. The central government stated, as these two articles were flouted, one is 174(1) and the other one is 167(b), the President's rule was imposed in Arunachal Pradesh under Article 356 of the Constitution. Right friends, look at the last one. In Startup India, Stand Up India, government will create rupees 10,000 crore fund of funds. What is fund of funds? Fund of funds, the meaning is it will not directly invest with startups. It will invest in some venture capital fund. Government will contribute every year rupees 2,500 crore in some venture capital fund, and in turn that venture capital fund will invest in startups. So that is the meaning of a fund of funds, and government will invest in SEBI approved venture capital funds. So the fund of funds means it will not directly invest in the startups, it will invest in venture capital funds. Right friends, with this let us conclude Insight for this week. Please do join for other modules. Have a nice day. Thank you.